Welcome. I'm so glad you're taking a bit of time to listen to this video, which I hope will help you decide to apply to our nationally recognized IO Psychology Master's Program. I'm Dr. Alyssa McGonigal, the director of the program, and I am pleased to walk you through some information about our program. We will first talk about what IO, or Industrial Organizational Psychology, is. Then we will talk about our program specifically and what sets us apart from other programs. Finally, I will tell you how to apply. So, what is IO psychology? Industrial organizational psychology, according to the Society for Industrial Organizational Psychology, is a dynamic and growing field that addresses workplace issues at the individual and the organizational levels. IO psychologists apply research that improves the well-being and performance of people and the organizations that employ them. So I think it's important to point out that we focus both on the individual employee and on the organization, and that we're not just focused on performance in job performance or organizational performance, we're also focused on individual and organizational well-being. You may be wondering what you can do with a degree in IO psychology. Well, at the master's level, if you're looking for jobs, more than likely you're not finding jobs with IO psychology or industrial organizational psychology in the job title. Instead, you need to try to look for jobs like these. For example, if you're looking to get into talent acquisition, you could look for talent acquisition manager. If you're looking to get into people analytics, you could look for people analytics consultant. There are lots of different types of jobs that can be had with an IO psychology master's degree. So it does take a little bit of searching, and these terms on this slide are ways to get started with that. We are so proud of our alumni of the program, and our alumni are employed in a number of different Charlotte area organizations. These are just a few of them: Bank of America, TIAA, Duke Energy, Spectrum, Ally, and Press Ganey. So what are some of the benefits of attaining an IO psychology master's degree? Well, for one, you set yourself apart from other business professionals by gaining a scientific perspective on organizational issues. IO psychologists have unique skills in terms of evaluating the scientific research literature and being able to apply it to organizations using something that we call evidence-based management. And this is what sets us apart from other degrees, such as a master's in human resources or an MBA with an emphasis in human resources. We really do emphasize the scientific perspective and apply it to organizations. We can understand and perform analytic techniques to support evidence-based decision-making. So we do have a big emphasis on analytics in industrial organizational psychology. You will be taking statistics class in the program if you end up applying and getting in. And we do use analytics in multiple courses throughout the program. You learn how to read, understand, and apply scientific research. And you can take all of these skills and use them to work in human resources management, managerial consulting, organizational development, and many other related areas. So let's talk a little bit about our program and specifically what sets it apart from other programs. So first, we offer classes in the evenings and occasionally on weekends. So I will say that our courses are almost all exclusively in the evenings, except for the summer between your first and second year. You may have a few Saturday classes. Typically, I tell students to plan for Monday and Thursday evenings for courses. They run from 6 to 8:45 p.m. And this allows students to work full-time during the program, and most students do work full-time during the program. Secondly, we have a cohort model. What this means is that you will be accepted alongside about 14 other students, and you progress through the program together. You take every course together in the same sequence. And as a result, you really build a strong sense of community with each other, which I think is another really great selling point of our program and something that sets us apart. In terms of a time commitment, so while our program is geared toward full-time working professionals, and that we do have our classes just in the evenings, despite that, we only have it set to take 2 years to complete. So some other programs that are like that may take longer to complete, like 3 years, but you will get the program done in 2 years, and I'll show you the roadmap to completion in just a moment. In terms of the class sizes, we keep our classes capped around 15 students. So we admit approximately 15 students in each cohort. Sometimes we may have 1 or 2 fewer students than 15, but we aim for about 15. And we have been getting pressure to increase our class sizes, but we have pushed back on that because we feel that 15 students is about the maximum that we can have and still maintain a very strong sense of community, and also giving students the access to faculty one-on-one time that they really need and deserve. So we have identified a list of 10 skills that we prioritize the development of in students during their time in our program. First, evidence-based thinking and scientific reasoning. Second, data literacy, analysis, and interpretation. Survey and measurement. Talent assessment, acquisition, and management. Organizational development and change. Professional communication and influence. Consulting. Professional identity and career management. Applied technology and AI literacy. And finally, breadth awareness and adaptive learning. And we have mapped these skills to specific courses in our program. So I'm going to give you a sample of a curriculum and schedule for both years 1 and year 2. So let's start with year 1. In the fall of year 1, which runs from about August to December of the first year, you take an Introduction to Industrial Organizational Psychology course and an Organizational Research Methods course. In the spring, which runs from January to May, you take a statistics class and a measurement and organizations course. In the summer of your first year, which runs from about May through August, you take organizational development and change and a topic seminar. The topic seminar changes based on the cohort, but last time we taught it, it was a leader development class. In year 2, in the fall, you would take talent acquisition and talent management courses. In the spring, which is your last semester of coursework, you would take job attitudes and a topics seminar. The last time our topic seminar was employee stress and well-being. And during the summer of your second year, you finish up your time in the program by taking a comprehensive exam that helps solidify and integrate content across different topic areas. One question that I get asked frequently is, how much does the program cost? And to answer this question, the best thing that you can do is to check the UNC Charlotte Niners Central website for the most up-to-date information on costs, because they do change occasionally. So if you Google UNC Charlotte Niners Central tuition costs, you will find the information you're looking for. But I do want to point out a few things to keep in mind. One is that our program is a self-paid program. This means that we don't offer assistantships or other funding opportunities. However, most students work full-time while enrolled, and they earn much more money than they would if they were to do an assistantship. And the master's level assistantships at UNC Charlotte no longer cover tuition anyway. So it is, undoubtedly advantageous for students to be working in a job where they can get some experience in IO psychology as opposed to doing a teaching assistantship. The costs are higher for non-North Carolina residents. And so if you are a resident of North Carolina and you meet the residency rules, which you can find by checking the UNC Charlotte website, your tuition will be much lower than if you are living out of state. Now, you can establish residency in North Carolina once you've been living in North Carolina for the program for a period of time. So keep that in mind and make sure that you look up those rules. They are, again, available on the UNC Charlotte website, so that you can understand what's required of you to gain residency, because that would be highly advantageous if you can do that. Each semester, you will enroll in 6 credit hours, so that you would need to know that in order to determine your tuition. There is a program increment. This means that the program charges a tuition increment above and beyond the normal UNC Charlotte tuition. Some programs have this, ours is one of them. So in order to know what the increment is, you want to check that website, the UNC Charlotte Niner Central. When you're looking at tuition, it will have a place for your increment, and so you can find out what that is. Parking costs are not included. However, you can add parking to your fees, and there's also a light rail stop very close by if you don't wish to drive and park and pay for parking. So we are very lucky to have 5 very highly engaged faculty who are full-time faculty with the IO Psychology Master's Program. We also have 1 or 2 adjunct faculty who are really wonderful as well. They're not listed here, but the full-time faculty from left to right include Dr. Brent Reed, Dr. Megan Davenport, myself in the middle, Dr. Alyssa McGonigal. Then we have Dr. Ryan Grant and Dr. Anita Blanchard. And all faculty are more than willing to talk with students, so you can feel free to reach out to us if you would like. So you don't have to just take my word for it. I have some quotes here from some alumni about the program and their thoughts on it. This alumni said that the cohort model of the program was very valuable to them, and having that support and community from the cohort. Another student notes that those analytical skills that you learn during the program make you very marketable. Another student commented on the professors, and another student talked about all the different things that they learned in the program and valued in terms of the ability to analyze data, interpret it, read critically, and understand how organizational structures impact employees. So if you are interested in getting more information, I strongly suggest that you go to our website. I am pointing this out specifically because it is not the first website that will pop up when you Google UNC Charlotte IO Psychology. So note this website. It's psych.charlotte.edu/graduate/industrial organizational-psychology. It may be like the second or third site that pops up when you Google. But you'll know you're on the correct website because you'll see a left-hand panel that has all different information. So there's about us, advisory board, application, curriculum, faculty, FAQs, informational video, and careers. I want to point out too that are particularly helpful. So you want to definitely check out the application process page, because that's going to give you the information that you need to apply. And the frequently asked questions page contains a lot of extra information that I didn't go over in this video. If you want to apply to our program, one thing to note is that the deadline for applications is February 1st. And every year I get emails from students asking, can I apply after the deadline? Like, I'm so sorry I missed the deadline. Unfortunately, we are not able to accept applications after that February 1st deadline. So if you are interested in the program, I'm going to strongly suggest that you get your materials in by January 15th. That way you're not leaving it up to, technology issues, glitches, things like that. Just go ahead and get your application in just as soon as possible. Again, if you want to see details about applying, you can check out that website that is listed here and mentioned in the last slide. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I welcome any questions you have. Please feel free to reach out to me over email.